Well, last time I showed you a 2006 Pontiac G6. Well, that car replaced this car. This is a 2003 Pontiac Grand Am, which was made until 2005, same as the old Bolero and Chevy Malibu. Well, personally, I think the Pontiac styling blows the hell out of the water on the Chevy and the Oldsmobile. This one is fully loaded with XM radio. It's got the sunroof, which you can see, chrome rims, leather, all the toys. The only thing it doesn't have is the ram air. But since it's starting to rain, we're going to move this along and do our once around. You gotta love that Pontiac front end with the fog lights, which just about every Pontiac had in these years. It also has, which is pretty cool, dual reverse lights, which looks like rear fog lights, even though it's not. And it's got a little crinkle over here. As you can see, not too bad. And that's what I'm talking about. You see, it looks like it's got dual fog lights in the front and in the back. Even though those are just reverse lights. I'll show you those in just a minute. And as you can see, it's got a tiny little crinkle right there as well. Right over here, little tiny little mark. And right over there. But it's still a really nice car. So, like I said, leather. Power seat, unlike the other one. Hands-free on the wheel for your dual controls for the radio. Now, of course, it's starting to rain. We are going to shut the sunroof, but I'll start it up. Full gauges, and I love the gauges on this car. Shut the radio. Monsoon stereo cassette CD. And as you can see, it's only got 105/35. And it's a really, really sharp car. Automatic headlights, which will turn on along with the fog light since we have them. Of course, power windows, locks. And then we're going to close the roof, prevent it from getting wet. There we go. This one also has mirrors, but no lights. Traction, typical GM climate controls in these years. For shift, of course, it's a 4-speed auto. It's tissue storage and regular mini console with room for CDs, even though this has a cassette also. 3 cup holders and an ashtray. In these years, GM was starting to do away, like most companies were, with having ashtrays. So you have that little additional one. And this is a really nice unit with, like I said, XM, AM, FM. It's got all the toys with Monsoon, which is really nice. Sounds good. Reading lights over here. Of course, like I said, tuning, volume, all that right over there. So the lights are on with the fog lights. I'm going to show you something else cool in the back with the dual. So let's do that first. And I was talking about before. So as you can see, interestingly, dual reverse lamps, which I think is a really cool touch on the Pontiac. And the Olds and the Chevy did not have that, by the way. Oh, and I didn't show you the front, but we'll do that now. Gotta love a Pontiac with fog lights. Really makes the car look that much sexier, I think. And even though these motors do have trouble with the intake gaskets, they really are pretty good cars, pretty good motors. And here we go. Like I said, 3400. Prop up. Give it a sec. Take a listen. A lot of power still. A lot of power. Not as good as a 38, but still. Once you fix the intake gaskets, these cars are pretty good. Go into the back, show you that. And I think it's kind of cool too with the handle and the lock integrated like that. Reflector lens. In the older years, they had an actual bulb in there. And this dash, I still think it looks very sharp, very, very sporty, as Pontiac was. Rear reading lights. Cup holders again, just like the G6, very flimsy. But the seats, the leather in here is pretty soft, I must say. And these seats also will fold. Let's open the trunk. And you also do have nice 16-inch rims. A little dent over there, but they still have really sharp rims. I believe the Grand Prix had the same rims. And still drums in the back, disc in the front. Old school GM. With your cruise over there. Similar to the G6, very similar, but I still think this car is a drop nicer. And in terms of build code, I think it's a drop better. I could be wrong. That's just my personal opinion. Turn those on. And it's a shame they killed off Pontiac. It really is. Nice, deep, roomy trunk. I mean, this really is a fun car. It's roomy. Even though it's not a full size, it's surprisingly roomy. The lines are great. This is really a very sharp car. And the only real fault with it is the 3400 because of those intake gaskets. But these really are nice cars. Spoiler is factory. I mean, this is really a beautiful car. I still think a Grand Prix is nicer, but these still are not that bad. I would drive this car personally. I just wish it had a ram air manual passenger seat. And again, just like the G6, these cool vents to adjust. And then to close them off, you just flip them like that. Very futuristic still. And this car is like 17 years old already. Which is crazy to think about, because I remember when these cars were new and I saw them in the Pontiac showroom, but that's another story. Only one power port. Some of them had over here, but that was probably like on the Intrigues and the Grand Prix. Dual glove box, kind of, where you could store stuff in the door and in the actual box itself, with mat pockets, and very nice soft to the touch leather vinyl. And like I said, because of the monsoon, you have your woofer and your speaker. And this also has RDS, which I'll show you. It sounds pretty good in here. See? XM. See, not bad. Not bad. But anyways, this is Harry Rez signing off.